give a warm welcome to Mr. Shailesh Paradkar. He is National Sales Manager in HVAC and Data Center, Energy Division at Alfa Laval. Coming from engineering background, he had professional experience from Kirloskar Group in the industrial environment. He worked with ACR Engineering projects in industrial refrigeration. Mr. Shailesh is working with Alfa Laval India for over a decade, handling various functions. He has authored articles on energy efficient heat exchangers and sustainability and has represented on various platforms like ISHRAE, ASHRAE, AAR, and CII. Mr. Shailesh is instrumental in promoting the evaporator module, an innovative concept by Alfa Laval for flooded ammonia systems. Today, Mr. Shailesh will be sharing his insights on exchanging ideas, role of plate heat exchangers in efficient data center cooling.
Thank you very much for providing this opportunity. And without wasting time, let's talk about these aspects of particularly sustainable data centers and the role of heat exchangers in data centers. What we can do for sustainability improvement, which is the buzzword nowadays in industry. And Alfa Laval in this regard see it not as only a necessity, but also an opportunity. We'll also see, you can say, waste heat recovery, one of the important aspect of sustainability, and we'll touch upon liquid cooling and what Alfa Laval can do in this particular application. First thing first, those who don't know Alfa Laval, it's a Swedish multinational of about 4 billion euro order intake. We are having almost 35 major production units, and happy to say Alfa Laval India is one of the major production units. Alfa Laval is in India, in fact, before the independence. So it's almost 85 years Alfa Laval is present in India, about 17,000 employees, and most of the important countries Alfa Laval is having their presence. Of course, you can say every product will require after sales. So 100 and plus service centers are there spread across various countries. So to have the sustainable data center basically requires the efficient IT equipment. And as we know, you can say data centers are highly energy consuming, you can say industry, almost 40% of total energy consumption, you can say goes in data center, and due to which sustainability plays an important role where energy can be saved and reused, particularly in this industry. So clean and renewable energy, maybe solar, wind or hydro, reducing the carbon footprint. So that's going to be, you can say, more and more into use whenever, you can say, sustainability in data center will come into the picture, or for that matter, in any industry. Limited water usage. Some panelists mentioned about the water usage. That's again, you can say, the conservation of water, particularly in the areas where the scarcity is more. It's also of the prime importance. And reusing of waste heat. That's another area which you can say sustainable data center looks into. So all these basically parameters or years we measure, as in terms of energy efficiency, the PUE, power usage effectiveness. But as the sustainability challenges are growing more and more, there are, you can say, concepts like carbon usage effectiveness, then there is a water usage effectiveness, and then energy use effectiveness. So all these terms are also now becoming more and more relevant when the, you can say, world is looking for more and more sustainable solutions. So if you want to know about how these factors are calculated and measured, you visit, you can say, Alfa Laval website, where you can say in very nice way, 20-minute video, you can understand all these measures, how exactly it is done. Coming back to, we can say, role of heat exchangers in data center industry, you will find the heat exchangers position in various places. First, you can see the free cooling, not exactly in India, but European countries where clean water is available from river, lakes. It can be used along with the, you can say, plate heat exchangers. So river water on one side and the cooling circuit on other side, which is cooling the space, that heat exchangers can be used. It's a gasketed plate heat exchangers. You can say Alfa Laval, almost 50% of Alfa Laval revenue comes from the heat transfer technology. So very important business revenue stream for Alfa Laval. The second part can also see, you can say, free cooling with the help of cooling tower. So whenever you can say you have the lower ambient conditions, the cooling tower can be used instead of running the chillers to generate chilled water. It can also be clubbed with dry or adiabatic coolers. Then there is a liquid cooling. So Alfa Laval has, you can say, plate heat exchangers, which are compact in size, really suited for this liquid cooling technology, highly efficient. These are sealed unit where sealing is with the help of copper, or you can say stainless steel version is also available. Heat recovery. So at various points, you can say we can tap the heat in your refrigeration system through discharge gas or some other points in data center. The heat recovery possibilities there where heat exchanger plays an important role. And one of the important sustainability drive what Alfa Laval is promoting is basically a cooling tower interchanger. So all chillers will have Shailesh tube heat exchangers, and due to the you can say constructional nature of Shailesh tubes, many of times as you see the fouling of the tubes. Basically, fouling of the tubes creates, you can say, resistance to the heat transfer. So as the fouling increases, you have higher and higher discharge pressures, and as your discharge pressure increase, you have more and more electricity consumption in your chillers. So what Alfa Laval proposes is basically the cooling tower interchanger, where a plate heat exchanger is placed in between the Shailesh tube condenser and the cooling tower. This actually separates the circuits, and it acts as a fouling protection. So as all of us, we know, as temperature increases, and so your scaling tendency also increases, because your, you can say, calcium carbonate, whatever small content it is, you can say, present in open type cooling towers, that will precipitate in the condenser, which is a hot surface, because other side is a discharge gas. So what we you can say promote, or what we say is you put an heat exchanger in between, which will act as a cooling tower interchanger. So you can have this fouling in condenser minimized, or you can say nullified, where you can say the closed loop water will move through the condensers, which will, let's say, have no tendency for the fouling, and your condenser will work as per the specification with lower discharge pressures, and you will have the power consumption. One other benefit is you can have the volume isolation of two circuits. You can also work with different, let's say, pressures in the different circuits by using the heat exchanger. And one of the most important is when the climatic conditions are suitable, you can just shut down the chiller, and you can use these late heat exchangers to, you can say, directly chill your cooling space. So that's, you can say, important aspect. Just we made some case studies, and even if you estimate 1 month of, you can say, chiller stoppage, that gives a excellent benefit in terms of, you can say, lower energy costs. Almost we have observed 7% of your energy bills are reduced by putting this cooling tower interchanger or chiller bypass, what we say, into the system. So that's a benefit. As your, you can say, condenser is less fouled, you also, you can say, save on the water usage, because if your chiller condenser is fouled, then you need to, you can say, pass more water in the condenser to achieve certain capacity. So all these losses are not even taken into the account, but simply by turning off the chiller for a month or so, it gives a, you can say, great benefit, particularly in the cities, for example, like in Pune or in Bengaluru. I think we have a suitable climatic condition, and this application can save energy for the data center. So when it comes to the data center, basically most of us knows HVAC, and they try to compare. It's basically same space cooling, but it's not. Data center is much more demanding application, and for that, you can say, proper design considerations needs to be adopted. One of the myth is also, you can say, you can provide a bigger heat exchangers that can take care of some inefficiencies and probably the extra capacities required during the certain time, but it's not the case. Basically, you can say, if you design a heat exchanger with worst scenario, almost all the big time of your year will work with very, you can say, high surface. And high surface, that means basically you are not operating in a laminar region of the flow regime. The flow won't be turbulent, and there will be more fouling tendency in this type of heat exchangers. What we recommend, talk to us, we have a good expertise in various, trying various permutation and combinations, which we can work out together with you, and we can work out a, you can say, optimized solution for your data centers. Flow rates also very important. So you can say it's again a matter of discussing and trying out various options as per your requirement, and that will optimize your duty conditions. So turbulence is the key. Many of the times see the fouling factors applied or specified, those are of selective heat exchanger. These are different technologies, and more fouling factor is basically disadvantageous. We consider, you can say, fouling margin for the plate heat exchangers. So that's one of the important thing. Oversizing the area is not going to be of any help in a longer run. So to maintain that turbulence, the heat exchanger needs to be sized accordingly to and design it accordingly. Pressure drop is, again, you can say, another important aspect. So Alfa Laval can convert this pressure drop into heat exchanger. Heat exchange, basically the efficiency. Lower pressure drop needs a larger heat exchanger, but we need to find some balance by trying out various flow rates and duty conditions to arrive at a good pressure drop, which is also power saving and also giving a optimized heat exchanger as a result. Lastly, you can say most of the data centers work with certified equipments like chillers, cooling towers. So we also recommend to go with HRI certified plate heat exchangers for, you can say, guaranteed performance. And it's very simple. So what we need to, you can say, specify is the heat exchanger shall be performance certified in HRI, liquid to liquid heat exchanger certification program. And the good thing about it, it's free of cost. Alfa Laval offers this series of HRI certified heat exchangers. It doesn't end with, you can say, supply of the heat exchanger. You can say there is no such thing as a clean water. So every water will have some fouling tendency. And during the initial discussion also, it is emphasized that it's better to take a preventive action than to, you can say, have the breakdown maintenance in case of a failure. So Alfa Laval helps our customers to have the condition monitoring, preventive maintenance, also this backflashing and cleaning in place. These kind of services are provided by Alfa Laval, which is definitely important in throughout a life cycle to maintain the efficiency levels. So on the, you can say, liquid cooling heat exchangers, Alfa Laval offers a small compact braze type heat exchangers. What we see is liquid cooling or immersion cooling is a promising new technology, and we are heading into that direction. So Alfa Laval braze heat exchangers can play its role. These are very compact in size, very efficient, serve the duty as per the, you can say, design conditions. So Alfa Laval offers copper braze as well as stainless steel braze heat exchangers. And also, you can say, we have the heat exchangers, which is having a special construction, offers a lower pressure drop on the gas side. So gas to liquid cooling also can be achieved with using Alfa Laval braze type heat exchangers. In case of any information, do talk to us and also visit our website to know more about data center cooling and Alfa Laval components going into it. So thank you very much for providing this opportunity. Thank you so much.
We request our delegates and viewers to stay connected with us on our social media handles. Thermal Control Magazine is available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also download our app from Google Play and App Store. With this, we want to announce the closing of today's session. Request you to stay tuned for more such sessions. Thank you and goodbye.